Israel's deadly attack, which killed 7 aid workers in Gaza, has triggered public condemnation and given rise to several questions. There is desperate need for a safety passage for aid to be delivered into the war-torn enclave. In the latest backlash, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres called for an independent investigation into the death of 196 aid workers.
Following this week's appalling killing of 7 humanitarian workers from World Central Kitchen, the Israeli government has acknowledged mistakes and announced some disciplinary measures. But the essential problem is not who made the mistakes. It is the military strategy and procedures in place that allow for those mistakes to multiply time and time again. Fixing those failures requires independent investigations and meaningful and measurable changes on the ground. It is obviously for the government of Israel to accept the possibility of that independent investigation, because the investigation can only work with the cooperation of the Israeli authorities. But as I said, the question is not this only specific incident. 196 humanitarian workers have been killed, and we want to know why each one of them was killed.
Following the attack, Open Arms, a humanitarian organization that was working with World Food Kitchen, has suspended maritime aid corridor after its colleagues were killed. The 15-member United Nations Security Council also held a meeting on Friday. Members discussed the attacks on aid workers in the Gaza Strip, as well as the fear of an imminent famine which looms large over 2.3 million Palestinians in the Strip. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that the U.S. is carefully reviewing Israel's inquiry into the strike that killed aid workers.
We received Israel's report on the terrible killing of the World Central Kitchen team in Gaza a few days ago. We're reviewing it very carefully. We'll be discussing its conclusions with Israeli officials and with humanitarian organizations in the days to come. It's very important that Israel is taking full responsibility for this incident. It's also important that it appears to be taking steps to hold those responsible accountable.
Following global outrage over the actions of Israeli forces in Gaza, Israel says it has dismissed 2 officers and formally reprimanded senior commanders of the IDF. This is after an inquiry into the deadly strike this week found serious errors and breaches of procedure. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.